Hi guys, Karina Gardner here, and today I'm showing you my Christmas village. This is such a fun project and really cute for your house for Christmas time and to celebrate the Christmas season. So let's just get started. Let me show you all the pieces. So let's start out with Santa's workshop right here in the corner. It comes with the North Pole, and it comes with these little presents that you see here down by the Christmas tree and by Santa's workshop. We also have the gingerbread house, one of my favorite pieces. Look how darling that is. Lots of little candy pieces. And then we have the clock tower watching over the entire Christmas village and the beautiful chapel. This is really fun. I'm going to show you how to put together parts of these chapel. We have Snow Cottage, and this is really cute, and I'm going to show you how to put together these windows. The post office, which is actually really simple to put together, but of course we need a post office so that we can send Santa his letters. We have the general store. I just love general stores in Christmas villages. I think they're sweet. We have a place for all the elves to live, of course. Hello. They have 3 little chimneys and their own little house, and it's just really cute. We have the main Christmas tree. The main Christmas tree comes with this little Christmas tree as well, so that you can have several little trees hanging out in your display. And I'm going to show you how to put together that as well. We have this darling little skaters village, and I'm just going to tell you how to put this together right now. The skaters, all you have to do to put this together is you need to double up your cuts. So you cut 2 of the skaters, glue them together, and open up the bottom flaps, and that's what will make it stand straight up. So super easy. And then last but not least is the choo-choo train. So there are 3 pieces to the choo-choo train. There's the train itself, which is really fun. It's 3D. And then we have the train station and the track. And the tracks and the train station, they come together in a single file. And then the train comes in a separate file. So let's also talk about all these tiny little awesome accessories that we have here. So we have these darling little deer, and same deal with the deer. What you're going to do is you're going to cut them out, cut out 2 of them, glue them together, and then you're going to open up the bottom flaps and lay it down to your display and glue it. The great news is that if you're using fake snow like me, it kind of covers it up. You just kind of push it on top of where you've got it glued down. We also have these darling little penguins hanging out, and they are just darling and kind of a filler in this fun Christmas village. Okay, let's talk about displaying it. Okay, so the display you're seeing right here, we've given you a free SVG file so that you can use a template to create this exact same display if you would like. There are 3 layers here, and we used 4 pieces of 20 by 30 foam core to build it. There are instructions on the blog, so make sure and go check that out if you want to build a display like this. I'm going to just show you a couple of the templates right now. So they're simple, like the bottom layer is just simply this template, and all you're going to do is lay it on top of the poster board, cut around, and it makes this bottom edge, and you just start trimming it to get that rounded edge. 2, here we go, is a little more complicated. So a piece like this, I think this is the top, actually the 3rd layer, and you just cut around this layer like that. And then you have a funny piece that looks a little bit like this. It's because this is the 2nd layer, and you need to cut 8 inches added to this template. And so you're just going to cut this around plus mark your 8.5 inches. Now, just make sure you go to the blog because the instructions are all there for putting it together. We have a 2-inch height difference between all of the layers, including this top one right here. And then we've used this, this cotton ball snow, I guess, and just hot glued it right down to it. So pretty easy. I think it took us, I want to say, an hour and a half to build it because we weren't really precise. And we glued it really fast, and then we layered the snow to hide all of our mistakes. The other way you can display it, well, you can display it any number of ways, but at my house, I think we're going to put it on top of our piano or on the mantle and put the faux snow and lay down all the houses, and it'll be a cute Christmas village. Okay, last thing I want to show you is just like the haunted village, there are holes at the bottom. And this thing looks amazing lit up. So you're going to use electric tea lights and put them right in and turn them on, and this whole thing will glow and be just darling at night for you. So let's go through, and I'm going to show you how to put together a few of the more complicated pieces. So we're going to start by talking about the Christmas trees. The Christmas tree is built the same way, but I just want to show you there are two different ways you can build it. You can take each of these pieces and glue together several pieces, like 5, and glue them, fold them in half and glue them together this way, and then just continue to glue them to each other to make this accordion fold. The other way you can do it is we took 5 pieces, you can see I've got 5 here, and we just layered 2 together, and we glued them right here in the center, like that, and then fanned it out, and then glued this bottom piece to a center Christmas tree piece. Just like that, and then repeated that on the other side. So super simple way to get a really great 3D effect with your Christmas tree. And you can fan yours out more or whatever. But then the bottom piece should be relatively flat, and so what I do is I just glue onto that piece wherever I'm going to put it. It'll also kind of hang out in the snow if you just like kind of pull the snow away and stick it right down in the middle. Okay, so that's the Christmas tree. Super easy. Let's talk about the train. Okay, the train looks more complicated than it is. So I'm just showing you flat pieces so you can see, of course you have like all those accents that you need to put on your train, but I'm just showing you how to actually build it. Okay, so you're going to have a long piece right here and a short piece, and then you're going to have these curved pieces. So what you're going to do is fold down those curved pieces, and this longer one has these little ends here, right here, that are going to fold down and create the box. Okay, and this is how we're getting this awesome curved train. Okay, and then this one, once again, we're just going to fold everything down. To get that effect. Okay, so this is the bottom and the top, and we're just going to take these pieces. This is the inner part because it's shorter. This is the outer part because it's longer, and so you're just going to take it and glue it around the edge. So I'm just going to start by getting a couple of those flaps and gluing it along the edge. You can see how easily this comes together. Right. See that? Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Okay, just finishing the last little bit of getting the main curvature of the train done. You can see the top here, or actually it might be the bottom. Doesn't really matter if it's the top or the bottom. And then we're going to glue on this piece and then come down with the boxes. So actually we're going to start with the end. Just going to glue a little bit on. You can see that little box area. I'm just going to glue it on and close up this box piece, and then glue all the way down and around. Okay, so just finishing this up now, I'm just going to put a little bit of more glue and end the box piece on the end. I'm doing this quick, so you'll be much more precise and won't have as many glue marks as I have going on here. Okay, so once you've gotten this main piece done, all you have to do is glue on your train. How fast and easy was that? Okay, so the curvature does take some time, but once you get the accent pieces on it and the cutting, it's pretty easy. Okay. So there's the train. All right, let's take a look at the elf housing. I'm not sure what to call that. The elf houses. They live there. They're really cute. Okay, so we're just showing you the base layer once again. There are tons and tons and tons of pieces in this. There are lots of accent pieces. So because of that, we're just going to make the assumption you're going to see the awesome photos of it and know where to put all those pieces. So once again, here's the base, and you can put the tea light on it. So what we're going to do is start by gluing the other face of the house right to it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right along that edge and glue that right down. So now we have the two sides of the buildings. Now the one reason I'm showing you this is because it is my one house that is curved. Look at that curvature. So it's a little bit harder to put on the little housing unit roof pieces, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to have two of these, and you're going to make sure and put the littlest end on the edge. So we're going to start by doing that. Gluing right down there. Okay, from here it starts to get a little tricky. We're going to glue it. I'm actually going to glue it on the inside of the Christmas tree. Start bringing it up here. Glue that side. Glue that side. Okay? And then from here on out, what you're going to do is I'm going to glue this piece. I just think it's easier to glue right here on these edges and glue them down to the tabs as you move along. I'm just doing it to the fold line because when you do this, you're going to have to push down to make sure you get that curvature. Just like that. And then push down on the other side. And then you're going to fold it down. Here's the top. So you're going to fold it down. You can see how tight of a piece this is. And we're going to add glue now to this edge and this edge and keep going. Okay, so one thing I want to mention is you're going to see that it's not incredibly perfect. Don't worry about that, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the base piece. The base piece is the hardest piece to get together. You're going to have a green piece that goes on the top of this, and it will hide all your mistakes. On top of the fact that you're going to have icicles on the roof that hide any of your openings or anything like that. So don't get caught up in making this absolutely perfect because there are so many things sitting on top of this base piece, and this is the hardest piece to put together. That will hide any gaps. You can see I have gaps here, and it's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be hidden by icicles on the roof. It's going to be hidden by the accent pieces that are going to go right on top here. And there you go. Okay, so there's the base piece. And what we're going to do now is we're going to, I've got hot glue everywhere, put these roof pieces on. So we've got a middle piece right there, and then we have a piece that's short on one side and longer on the other, and those are just going to be glued like that, and you just need to center it right on those, and you can see you're just going to glue those down. The chimney piece is the other piece I just wanted to show you. Okay, so all you're going to do is fold it in and all the way around, and then glue it right along that glue flap. And then all of these pieces here on the bottom, you're just going to make sure and fold down, and then you're going to put glue on it. And you can put your chimney wherever you want, but I really like these chimneys sort of 2/3 of the way back, and then there is an accent piece for it that you're going to put on it. But that's the elf village, or elf houses I should say. All right, okay, let's talk about Snow Cottage. Okay, so I'm once again only showing you the base lines. You're going to have tons of accent pieces that go to this cottage, and you can tell by the pictures what you have to do to put it together. Okay, so what I have here is the chimney that I am just folding into place, just like this. Okay, and if you just fold it all the way in and then glue the edge, that is your long, tall chimney for the cottage. Okay, snow cottage. So it's going to sit like that with the rest of the cottage. That was not too bad to put together, right? Okay, so here's the baseline. It fits 2 tea lights, and what we're going to do is first I'm going to glue the opposite end on here. So I'm just going to add a little dab of glue right along that edge and glue it down. Get that nice and tight there. So we have our main structure, and then we're going to glue on the bottom of the house and the roof piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a little dab of glue right along that edge, lay it down. What the heck, let's do the other side while we're at it. All right, so now we just need to glue along one edge here and connect the house up. You might need to hold it for a second to make sure it really adheres. And the snow cottage house and the gingerbread house are built very similarly, so what you're seeing me do here, you can also do for the gingerbread house. The actual structural part is pretty easy to put together. What takes a long time is adding all of those accent pieces to your little house. It's also what makes it the funnest part of the village. Okay, here we go. Last little set. Glue that into place. You can see how quickly this base comes together. And there you go. Okay. Easy base. Of course, you have a great roof that's going to go on top of it, right? And then your chimney is going to fit beautifully where you have this little marking. You're going to fit it right in like that, okay? So you're going to glue all of that together, and then you have these little window pieces. So I just want to show you, they're going to go like this, but what you have is you have a piece that looks like this, and then you have a top piece, and you have 2 versions of those, okay? You need to cut 2 because you're going to have 2 for the top of your cottage. So what you're going to do is you just need to fold everything in, these little wings in, and it becomes like this. So all you have to do then at that point, and you have an accent window that's going to go here, you're just going to glue it right onto your cottage like that. I'm not actually going to glue it since this is a not finished cottage. And then this little like top piece, all you're going to do is fold those pieces down and then glue it along the edges like this, and it should fit beautifully right on top. Kind of hard to see with my little hands. You know what, we are going to glue it down. That way you can see it. Okay, glued. And tiny dab of glue here, tiny dab of glue on these edges. This is only difficult only because it's just tiny. And you're just going to lay it right on top. Okay, so that's your little tops of your roof windows. Okay, finally, I just want to show you how to put together the chapel. I think most everything else in the Christmas Village, you could probably watch the Haunted Village video, or you can watch this video and get a good sense of how we put together most of our houses. Okay, so the chapel, I'm going to pull this forward. You can see these are the main chapel pieces. We're just going to put together one end like the other, just like we did on the snow cottage. And you can see This makes the main piece of the chapel. And then we have these pieces. The shorter end is going to be on the bottom, longer for the roof. So we're just going to, here, how do I make it so you can see it? I'm going to just glue it right along the edge here, and then glue it down. Same deal on this side. Glue it down. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead, pull it right up and glue it together. You can see it's pretty simple in terms of really getting it together. I'm gonna bring it down like this and just glue on the edge. You could also glue the tabs. This just seems to be easier to me. Just glue all the way along the edge of the roof and the side. Okay, let's do this side now. Get it all the way up there. I'm struggling because my glue dried. Don't let your glue dry the way I just let mine dry. Okay, last piece, and then this is where gluing the flaps does help right here, just because it's hard to get in there. And you can see you can have a little bit of mistakes, no big deal, because once again all the accent pieces are going to cover it and you're going to be okay. All right, so there is a front piece to this chapel, and you're going to have so many pieces when you buy these SVG files because they do have a lot of pieces and they don't want you to feel overwhelmed by them. Okay, so here's your front of your little chapel. It's so cute. And here's the bottom piece. So we're first going to glue the bottom piece on, just like this. We're basically building a little box here, okay? And then same deal here on the edge. We're going to put the bottom on. Same deal on this side. Okay, so then of course we don't need a full other piece over here. So now we're just going to fold it up and glue it to make it 3D. Just like that. Same down this side. Okay, and finally we have the roof. So I'm going to actually glue the tabs. This is the one time you have to glue the tabs because just in case your roof is going to poke out, because it needs to be flat against the back. And this one in particular, it fits perfectly on the top of the roof, but not all of them do. Like for example, Santa's workshop, the roof kind of hangs over. Okay, so there's your front piece, and then all you're going to do is glue it right here to the front. Okay, so let's look at the chapel. This is the last, the chapel piece at the top, the steeple. I couldn't think of what the name of that was for a second. Okay, so this, all you're going to do is you're going to glue these flaps to this side. Let's do that. Glue, 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 glue. All right, there we go. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Okay, so we're almost all the way around. Just going to glue this last piece on. And now you have a 3D steeple. Okay, so you're going to do this much cleaner than I just did it. But it has two little flaps here at the bottom. So what's going to happen is you just need to make sure and glue those 2 flaps, and that will hold it down to the top of your steeple. And you can decide, you can put it right in the center, you can put it in the front, you can put it in the back. It's totally up to you, okay? So that's how to put together some of the more complicated pieces in the project. I hope you have fun doing it, and I hope you have a second to make this cool Christmas decor.